how to check for a customer and how to create a new customer. Need to go to the main menu and customers and sales and click on customer. This is the customer master file with all the customer records in. To look for a customer or to check whether one you need to add doesn't already exist within the system, you can start typing the name in the lookup and it will start to bring up anything with those letters in. If you find the customer that you are using or need to use, or you thought you needed to add, please use what is in the system already. Please do not add because we do not want any duplicates. This can cause delays in receiving the money into us. If you wanted to do a more advanced search, you can click on the three dots here, value lookup. You can click on advanced. And if you have any more unique identifiers, such as the company number, bank account, you can put them in here and click search, or you can put in postcodes, and it's then brought up anything under that postcode. If you have covered all the bases with what the details you have for a customer you believe you need to add, if you're absolutely confident that they're not already within the ERP, then you can click new to add a new customer. You then need to put in the customer name. This needs to be the full name, including title. And if you tab through, you can see which are the mandatory fields by the red asterisks. So you must put in a customer group. It should be obvious which ones they sit under. For this one, for this example, it's going to be an individual because it's going to be a singular person. Country and the language are defaulted. These can be changed if needed. Generally, they're going to be UK and English. For the head office, it will default to the name, but if, for example, this person worked at a company that's already within the system, you can add that here, not for this one. If you know the company number, if it's a company and you know the company number or the VAT registration number, please put them in. Put in as much detail as you can. But they are not mandatory fields because obviously it could be an individual who does not have these. The short name must be the same as the customer name without any spaces, but there are only 10 characters, so you just start typing through until it stops. And if you tab to external reference, this relates to legacy data that was brought over from the previous system. For any new customers, this will always be NA. The notes section isn't needed for when you're adding a new customer, but is used for notes on that customer at a later date, including if they have a debt built up, etc. So the next tab is contact information, which is the address. You must add an address, so click add, general address, postcode, as much detail in as you can. In as many telephone numbers as you have. As much contact details are in, the better for reclaiming any debt if they don't pay on time. We need to have as many details as possible. Please make sure you add an email address and a name of a contact, including their position at the company. Obviously, for some individuals, the contact person will just be the customer, but for a company, it's the person that you'll be dealing with. Please make sure that telephone numbers, email addresses, contact person are correct and up to date, because otherwise this can cause delays in setting up a customer, and it can certainly cause delays in getting the money in. Also, if the email address isn't correct and details are sent through to the incorrect person. This could cause a data breach, which we must avoid at all costs. You don't need to add anything to the invoice or the payment tab, but you must add relation tabs. It will not let you save without completing these. It preloads the customer group that you've already entered, but you must make sure you tab through that. The ones that you absolutely have to put in before it will let you save, regardless of who the customer is, you must confirm the whole of government accounts. Obviously, if this relates to something that you need to add the details to, so any of these companies, you will add those, but for individuals, you just need to put in that it's not applicable. This is covered by these Zs here. So then you can tab across. And the next one you need to put in is PO required on sales invoice. If your customer requires you to confirm a purchase order number when invoicing them, the same as we do at Shropshire Council, you need to select yes here so that it will trigger within the system that this is needed. But if not, please put an N for no and tab across. And the next one you need to confirm is a Shropshire area customer. If you press spacebar, it brings up the options. Are they local? Are they not local? Are they trading within Shropshire? Select whichever one's relevant and tab across. Types of business. Press spacebar, it brings these up. Obviously, if it is an individual, this is not applicable. So we select that one and tab across. The final one that must be added in order to save the record is small and medium enterprises. Again, spacebar. Is it SME or is it other? And then tab across. Obviously, the other relation values, if they are necessary for your area, you will have been made aware of this, but for basically setting up a customer for your benefits, this is what you need to add. You can then click save. It will always bring up this because you always have to confirm that this is correct, and then click OK. This will then go off for approval. It gives you a copy of the customer number ID, which you can jot down if you require to. This then has gone to the sales team to check through the details and approve. If you have not added the customer correctly, if there isn't a full title, if it's missing telephone numbers, email address, etc., it will be rejected back to you with the reason why, so that you can update and reconfirm. To avoid delays to getting your customer set up and therefore getting the money in through the invoice, please make sure that you're absolutely confident that you are adding a customer that is not already within the system. And please make sure you've added all the relevant details.